Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to do my top 5 most disliked races. These are races I hate to do and I try to avoid them as much as I can. So starting at number 5 we have the Hollow Woods Mounted Orienteering competition. I'm not 100% sure how to say that. Now this one I put on the list because it's an easy race, do not get me wrong, out of a lot of the races, but I just don't like this race. I don't know why. I just don't like the fact that you have to collect stamps and I have the ones that are really far away. This is honestly just one of the races I really don't like doing. And I mean, you get okay XP for it, but for me I do try and avoid this one. I do it sometimes if my horse is like really close to leveling up, but I try to avoid this one as much as I can. Okay, moving on to number 4, we have the Tricky Forest track, and this one kind of goes hand in hand with the reverse one. That was a horn outside. I just don't like this race and the reverse one just because I always crash. I can never seem to figure it out, and I don't know why. I always run into trees, I always fall off this bridge. Every possible jump I'll always go into, I cannot turn corners, and it's just too windy for me, and this is just one of the races I don't like. And the bit where you have to go over the bridge, I always fail at. Always. Sometimes I go off the cliff and you don't take a dangerous fall and you're stuck down there and you have to redo it. A lot of the times I do this one about 3 or 4 times. So, I mean, I do it. I try to do it every single day, but no, it's not one of my favourites and I don't like it at all. And like I said, this one goes hand in hand with the reverse one. The reverse one I find a little bit easier, like I have a better handle on it, but I don't know, I just don't like these races. I do like the other Fairgrove one, I can't remember what that's called at this point. Moving on to number 3, the Pole Bending Apocalypse Challenge. Now, if you've seen any of my playthroughs, you know that this is the race that I honestly don't like doing. I have been trying to get better at it, but the thing I find annoying about this one is that you crash into one of the barrels, the poles, or the jumps, and you have to restart. And if you're like me, you crash into pretty much everything all the time. So this one I feel like it takes me a long time. I just don't like the fact that it gets dark and it has this red tinge to it. I don't know. It's just one of the ones that, I mean, if I could, I would avoid it. If it had a really good XP, I would probably force myself to do it a bit more. But the XP is okay. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's XP at the end of the day. So at number 2 is the South HOOFS new track, and this one almost was first on this list. It came really close. But this one, to me, is one of the hardest races. I have only just been able to figure out this beginning bit, even though I still fail all the time. I hate the fact that there's a bunch of roots everywhere, and I do know it's meant to be a challenge, and you know, it's good to have different types of races, but this one just annoys me. Plus, I don't know why, but every time I go into the stone circle area, it gets extremely dark. It looks a little bit better on the recording than it does when I was playing. But I always get stuck, I always hit the roots, I always take dangerous falls, I run into the barrels, and I just do not have a good time with this one. As soon as my reputation was like decent with the hermit, I stopped doing this race. I never do it now. Plus, the thing that annoys me as well is it's so far to get here for the 2 races. Now I'm still, I don't have all the races unlocked, but if this one had amazing XP, it was kind of worth it to come here, maybe I would come here more. But at this point, where there's only 2 races, you have to get the ferry here, it's just too much effort, and I'd rather be doing other things in it. And finally, for number 1, my most hated, disliked race is Landon's bunny race. I hate this one. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it nicely. I don't like this one at all. I don't like unpredictability of the bunnies. I think it takes too long. I always run into things. This one is just my worst race. If pretty much every day I avoid it unless I'm doing a training episode. I don't like chasing after these bunnies. I think it's a really, really good idea. And when I first got this race, I was, I did kind of enjoy it, but the more I do it, the more I dislike it. And honestly, if you can get a high score on this, good on you. I can't. It takes me pretty much the whole time that we're given. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely let me know what you think of my worst 5 races. Let me know if any of them are your worst races, or let me know what your least favourite race is. I know that a lot of people probably don't like a lot of different races. Maybe this will change after I practice them a bit more or unlock new races. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Definitely let me know which is your least favourite race. I would love to know what you guys think, and I will just see you guys in the next video. Bye!